Yeah.
All right. We're here with Inbee Park, 21-time LPGA Tour winner. I think most importantly this week, a 3-time winner of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship 2013, 14, and 15. Number 2 in the Rolex rankings, as well as the 2021 Kia Classic winner. Inbee, this is always an exciting week, a week of a hard championship golf course. You've been out there, you've seen this course. What are your takeaways of Atlanta Athletic Club?
The course is, in a really, really good shape. It's Bermuda greens, and greens are big, so it's a little bit slopey and big greens. I think the course is pretty wet right now with all the rain that we have, and I only played the back 9. So back 9 was probably a little long because it was wet, but I'm sure they're gonna move the tees around and make it pretty fair, and just a lot of water hazards. You just gotta shape your shots around the pin, and you just gotta avoid the water. A lot of bunkers. Just the greens are Bermuda greens, so it's just a little different. I mean, I've played well on the Bermuda greens before as well, so it's good speed of Bermuda greens, and greens have some characters with slopes and big greens. Bunkers are a lot of bunkers, but they're in really, really good shape. Good amount of sand. So yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying the golf course. I just really hope that it dries out so it plays where it's supposed to play. So I mean, I think that's probably wishing. We're in Georgia. It's thunderstorming a lot here. So yeah, hopefully I get to see the course a bit more and study it a little bit more, and do all my homework before I start.
What is that mental challenge? I think there's got to be a lot of homework for a place like this where the weather could change. It's a course we don't go to a lot. What is that homework that you do?
Well, I just think getting used to the golf course and just getting really used to your eyes. The shots that you have to shape around, you just really gotta know the golf course. Which side of the green we need to attack, and which side of the pin do we need to be. For this pin or that pin. I think the par 3s are really strong on this golf course, long, and most of them have hazards on the par 3s. So you have to play well on the par 3s. I think par 3 is definitely going to be the big key for this week.
Awesome. We'll start down there with any questions from Jeff or Beth Ann.
Oh, you want to go? Inbee, you can use rangefinders this week. We were just talking about that. Do you like that?
Well, rangefinders, I'm really neutral on that because I'm not really the type of person that really gets my own yardage. My caddy gets the yardage, and I just ask my caddy if what do you think of it, and he said it's their job to figure out the yardage, right?
Right.
But he thinks that when somebody just goes there and just shoots the yardage, it's obviously accurate, but it's nothing really becomes like their job of doing good or bad. It's everybody's just gonna be having an average, nobody's gonna be making mistakes. Nobody's gonna be that good at getting yardage. They're just it's just literally taking their job away, I think. So I think it's just like I said, neutral. We're going to get exact yardage to the pin. That's for sure. Sometimes, with the caddies, you get, when you do the add-ups wrong, or when you, step it, slightly wrong, you get a yard or two wrong. But we're not going to get that with the yardage guns. So I think it's more accurate for the players. But as a caddy perspective, I think they might be against it. I don't know. Yeah.
What? Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, what's been your schedule? Did you play 18 yesterday, 18 today?
9 yesterday.
Oh, 9 yesterday.
Obviously with the Pro-Am today, 18 and 9 tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead.
So you talked about it's wet out there. It's about 6,800 yards, pretty long. But last fall you told us how long Aronimink was, and then nearly walked off with a trophy. So for you at a long golf course, do you kind of get into the challenge of that? And how you
last year in Aronimink, it was long, and when we played practice, and because it was a little bit cold and it was wet, but by the time they played the tournament, they moved a lot of tees up, and of course dried out quite a bit over the weekend. So it was playing quite different to how we played on the practice round. So you never know how this golf course is going to play, but I think it's just overall the land is just very wet, so I don't see it drying out dramatically here. So it's probably going to play a little long, and I'm gonna be hitting a lot of long clubs in, so gotta have to concentrate on that. Obviously nobody says it's easy to hit long clubs, but you got to work with what you have.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a little while since you won a major, and here you are, number 2 in the world. Obviously, have all the game to do it. Do you draw any inspiration when you see like a Phil Mickelson win after a long gap, or other players win after they hadn't won a major in a while?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely it's a good inspiration, when Phil Mickelson wins at his age, and I think when you play someone and when you see someone play like that, it's just always a great thing to watch. It's like a magic, so it definitely gives you a lot more courage to go out there and play well. So, yeah, really excited for the week.
We're going to go to the Zoom. We've got a question from Kent Paisley. Kent, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hey, Inbee, Jess just talked about this before, and Nelly talked about this on Sunday, how much more difficult it is to win on the LPGA Tour today. How hard is it to win now versus when you started out on the tour?
I think, these days we just have a lot of variety of winners instead of, one person winning or 5 or 6, for the year. So it definitely, I think it's, a little less percentage to win a golf tournament than, probably 10, 20 years ago. So it is tougher. I mean, the competition is very strong. We play, some golf courses we play almost every year for like 10 years, and, scores are getting better and better, and it's getting lower and lower, which means that, the competition is getting stronger. So I definitely think it's, I don't know like by how far it is harder, but I feel like I'm playing, better than my last year, better than the before, but obviously not the results are showing just like that. So I just think, I think the variety of the players and the competition is just getting stronger and stronger.
Thanks, Inbee.
All right, we'll go back to Beth Ann.
Inbee, what's the best part of your game right now?
I can say nothing's, that great, but nothing's that bad, driving the ball to the putting, I wouldn't say, I'm putting great. I'm, driving the ball great. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Hitting it okay and putting okay, but I think the good part is that nothing's that bad. So when one thing's really bad, you're not scoring. So, golf is just about scrambling, everything, you don't have any bad part of your game. I think you're fine. You'll be, fine with the experience and with the scoring. I think with the scoring skills, I think as long as, you don't have anything so bad, I think you're fine.
When you look back on major championships that you've won, do you recall it feeling when you walked on property for the first time like this is a place that really suits me at any of them, or did they all kind of grow on you?
When I usually look at the golf course and for the first time or second time, I kind of think that, this golf course really suits me. And definitely, Westchester, when I saw it, I thought I really like Westchester. And a couple golf courses in Rochester, I really liked, those 2 weeks I won. Mm-hmm. I mean, usually the golf courses I like is narrow fairways and long roughs and fast greens. So, the course, when I go to the course and I see long roughs, I'm like, yes, I like this golf course, and fast and slopey greens, that's what I like. But, when I come to the golf course, it's really wide and there's no rough and it's really long. It's usually tougher for me. So I think that's kind of, my golf course perspective. And, I mean, this golf course is really half and half. I mean, the fairways is wide and we don't have any rough here, but greens definitely have the characteristics, and this golf course has a potential to be playing very, very tough, because even though it is wide fairways, going into the second shot it's very tough, and around the greens they have a lot of character. So I just gotta, I think, see and wait and see, because it's like I said, half and half. I don't know how it's gonna play. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
When we visited with you to start 2020, when you came to Orlando, none of us knew how the year would unfold, obviously, but you were on the outside at the time of the Olympic team, and you've worked your way into that team. As a competitor, how much pride do you take in that accomplishment of pulling that off?
Well, I think, I've played, quite, good, consistent golf, last couple of years, and to be able to achieve what I wanted to achieve, being in the Olympic, teams for second time of my career is, has been, a very big goal of my career, and, finally being able to achieve that is, big bonus for me, because that just means, I've, played very consistently for over, last 6, 8 years. And being in the Olympic team, golf, Korean golf Olympic team is literally, you have to be in top 10 in the world. So, that just means how consistent you have to be, for the long time of your career. So I'm proud of myself.
In a good way, being that team is so tough to make, do you think it pushes all of you to?
I think it definitely does. I'm sure not everyone's, I say, goal is the Olympics. I think it really depends on the player, but I think most of the players thinks that it's a very special opportunity, and I think I know a lot of the Korean girls. I think it's one of their most wanted goal to be in the team. So for me as well, I think I've achieved a lot in golf and won a lot of majors, won a lot of tournaments, but winning the gold medal was something just really different. So I wish a lot of the players think the same, and think that to treat Olympics the same. I think it's definitely something that you should experience. It's something different. So
if I could just ask two more. There have been several top male players that have pulled out of the Olympics. But that hasn't happened on the women's side. Why do you think that is?
I just think, men, golfers, they just have so many big events. It's definitely, they definitely play in different level of golf, with a lot of different perspective. And, they have so many opportunities in so many different weeks with, so many big tournaments. For us, I think it's just a little different. We're not as big as men's golf. So I think, girls just treat it a little differently. And, men trying to work it with their schedule with a lot more tournaments going on and a lot more going on. Maybe different, yeah. But
And then my last one, how often have you come to a major venue like months ahead to scout it?
No, I haven't been doing that for a while. I think 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
And why not?
Well, I just, think, looking at the golf course twice before the tournament is enough for me. So the more you look at the shorter the look at, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference as long as you look at it twice and, put it in your memory. So
obviously it works for you.
Yeah. Okay.
One last question for me. The tee times just came out. Are you okay if I tell you who you play with?
Yeah,
I'm making sure there's no superstition there. You're going to be playing with Lexi Thompson and Yuka Sasso.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you about Yuka. When she won her Women's Open, it was to the day the exact same age as you.
Oh, yeah, I heard that, yeah.
19. That's an amazing coincidence. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a life-changing moment for you. Can you tell us about that moment and what your advice to Yuka is about celebrating that win and moving on from it?
Well, I think, setting history in golf is a, big thing, and she's definitely done it, a few weeks ago in U.S. Open. And, I'm sure she's really enjoying the opportunity that she has, and she has, bright future ahead of her. So, enjoy every step of it. And, she's going to enjoy out here. Her swing is amazing. I, saw it and I'm like, she really swings like Rory McIlroy. So I thought it was really cool. Yeah.
Well, that's great words coming from one of the best in the world. Thank you so much, Inbee. Have a great week.
Thank you.
What time were you born? Because